NextWaveDV presents NAB 2013. Made possible by Kessler Crane, innovative tools for filmmakers. Red Rock Micro, introducing the one-man crew. Zeiss, we make it visible.
We're at the Letus booth with Nick, taking a look at some really cool looking stuff here.
Awesome.
You know, quick release plates are important, of course, and they are things that you almost want to have as a standard across the board. If you invest in one, you want all your cameras, all your tripods with the same system, but they're not necessarily the cheapest thing for a good one.
Exactly.
So tell us what makes this unique and why it's something people should be looking at.
Right. So this right here is a new Letus Touch and Go plate. What we have is we have three different sizes. We got the 5-inch right here. We also have a 7-inch, and then we have a 12-inch like we have over here on the bottom of the Helix. The cool thing about this is it's just pop in and click, and you're good to go. So it's going to come halfway first with the tensioner, and you're going to be able to slide back and forth to balance it. And obviously with the 7-inch, you can get some more balance, and the 12-inch, you know, even more. And then you can lock it down. It's not going to move whatsoever. You have two safety pins down here that when you're balancing, it's not going to fall off. And if you do want to pull it off, you can push it and slide on out. Now we're coming in at a price point here around $200, and then you can choose what kind of plate you want on there after that. So it's going to come in at a price point where you're going to be able to get 3, 4 of them to go across all your platforms, because who wants to sit there and change, you know, plates all day long, you know? So that's, I think that's where we're at, and that's when we've been able to create such a high quality, you know, hard anodized plate where it's gonna last. You know, it's gonna last.
And I'm seeing cheese all over this thing.
Cheese, oh man, it's smelling with cheese. You know, it's all over the place. So we can put anything here. The cool thing about this is if you own any of our previous Letus stuff, we already have the touch, the dovetail pieces, so you can drop this into our Master Cinema Series rig, our old rig that we showed last year, and just drop it right in with these two guides right here. So this is still compatible with all of Letus's stuff from last year, so you can still use this across the board.
Well, I'm seeing the padding here for attaching the
Velcro,
shoulder.
yeah, for the shoulder mount. So like we have on the Black Magic, you'll see in a second, you can just pop your shoulder mount on here, take this off. This is already on your tripod. Throw the shoulder pad off, and just bam, drop this right in on your tripod, and you're done. Just nice. 2 steps.
And I like the design here, so it's still lightweight, even though it's a solid block.
Exactly, solid. It's a solid block, but it's, I mean, this is our skeleton. This is how we've done on all of our new cages this year. So we've taken out all that extra weight, but it's still strong as can be, you know. But it makes it lighter for us. Shoulder rig, tripod, Steadicam. We're taking all the weight that we possibly can just to make it easier for the user.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, speaking of new stuff, we also got this.
Man.
I mean, we saw this last year. And
you saw a prototype last year. You saw a prototype last year.
This is working, right?
This is working. This bad boy is quiet. It's running off of a Kessler motor. If you've already got the Kessler motor, you just drop this bad boy on here. You can go. Also we have an option of a hand crank. So if you didn't own one, but you still wanted to have these kind of moves, these Dutch moves and whatnot, you just put a hand crank on there and just go. Also with this touch and go plate, just the same with the, you're bam, and everything's already there. So what we've done is we've made it lighter. Again, this is hard anodized, so this is gonna last you, you know, as long as you can possibly use it.
That hard anodized, that's something unique. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Okay, so hard anodizing, anybody can do, you know, the 0.2 anodizing where it's just anodized, if you will. This, we take it almost to that freezing point to where it almost freezes but gets as hard as a rock, and that's going to create the biggest and the most hard coating over every piece of metal that it touches. So that's what.
And that keeps it for long term, because like your cages, those are the same system?
Yeah, all of our cages are the same system. Everything that we've brought out to NAB this year, and actually I was just speaking to the owner, Ian, and he wants to actually go back on all of our previous stuff and re-anodize everything. Yeah. So now that we've brought it to this level, he wants to go back and bring everything else to this level as well, because we're so excited about it.
Because the design of cages, at least the way that the Letus ones are, is to live on the camera, not one that you take on and off.
Exactly. So basically, it's just, you know, the camera is basically just that sensor. Everything else that you have is set in stone. You can put any cage. You can put the Epic cage. You can put the Black Magic cage. You can put the 5D Mark II cage, Mark III cage on there, and that's what moves. But your whole system, your whole setup, that's what's going to stay there for long term.
Very cool. So I do love that this has the Kessler compatibility, because I have a lot of Kessler gear, and the idea of being able to use something like this and have it just use the existing motors, and I'm not having to switch everything. And like you're using with the Oracle controller.
Exactly.
Now, I was asking Aaron about this. This is pretty stinking cool, because the
you
Oracle
like
controller,
this?
as much as I love my Oracle controller,
you need this.
I want this. I want this a lot.
Yeah, I think Aaron said that he'd probably make it for, you know, 30, 40 bucks, something like that. Yeah, I think he said that.
No, but he was saying that they're planning on under $100. This is just something that, because you guys do rent Kessler.
We do rent,
and these don't always last in return.
Well, no, it's... Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So as great as the internals are, it's not necessarily how's the
exactly. So Letus is known for the cages. So we're going to do an anodized version of this and send it out to you guys. Especially, I mean, you're out day in and day out with these things.
Yep.
You want them to be protected.
Well, they get left on the floor. They get kicked around when you're on extension. So you want that to last as long as everything else.
As long as it, yeah, exactly.
Cool. So let's look at some of the cages too. I want to see all the different designs and some of the advantages of those.
Let's do it, man. Let's head over here.
So we're looking at a plethora of Master Cinema Series gear, and the Master Cinema Series was always designed around modularity.
Exactly.
Totally different rig designs, and that's continued through some of the new designs. And we're talking about the hard anodized system. That's carrying through to the new cage designs as well. And so what kind of options are out there right now?
Exactly. So right now we have, this is cool because this is the DSLR cage. What we had in the past was we had 2 and 3 different types of DSLR cages for your 7Ds, your 5Ds, your 60Ds. Now we have one that has all the anti-spin pins, and they even added Nikon in there.
Nice.
So, you know, this is going to be all your anti-spin pins. This fits everything, even the new 6D as well. So this is for your DSLRs. This will fit them across the board. Now, Black Magic, which is what you see here, completely built out. Again, the whole skeleton cage, which makes it super lightweight, and the hard anodized as well. Then we have the awesome C500 cage, same thing, hard anodized skeleton, C100 and C300 cage, which is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the way that they've rounded these corners, you know, is just, I mean, butter in your hands. And then we have the wonderful 1DC cage as well, which is, you know, rock solid and just absolutely beautiful. So these are all super lightweight. We've cut all the previous ones that we've had. We've cut the weight by 40% of the cages across the board by going with the skeleton designs.
Very cool. And there's other designs out there. These aren't the only ones.
Exactly. Yeah, there are.
Very cool. So let's again refresh people's memory who's either haven't seen the Master Cinema Series before or just have forgotten how awesome it is.
For sure.
What's when we say modularity, what does that truly mean? Because everybody has their own version of being able to transition stuff around, but how small and how large can you actually go with this?
So modularity is everything for the Master Cinema Series. I mean, that is why, you know, Letus makes the pieces the way they make them. So here we have the shoulder mount. So this is, you know, your shoulder rig version. Well, this is also, you just take that right off and just drop that right in to that touch and go plate that I was talking about earlier, and you're right onto your tripod. So with this hinge on the back of the 7-inch touch and go plate, you can make this cheese plate your back support as well while it's on your shoulder rig.
Yeah, I want to really talk about this for a second, because this isn't, there's no rails here.
There's no
Everybody's
rails
used
here.
to rails. There's always rails.
There's
but
no rails
because
here.
of that cheese that's on the back there, now you can mount things directly to your plate.
To the actual plate, this actual plate itself.
Right.
It's, I mean, everything is right here with this hard anodized steel hinge. Rosettes in here make this rock solid. So the rails are just, your 15 mil rails are just on the front to hold your matte box, and we run rails off the top, my personal preference, for the follow focus. You know, so this everything right here is modular. You can take these are just, you know, 8-inch rails off the front of this just to hold your front handles. So you can just take those handles off, you have no more rails. That's it. You know, you no longer are in a shoulder rig handheld setup.
And we have everything for monitor support, matte box, all this is
follow
Letus.
Focus, everything's Letus. Everything you see right here is Letus. Minus this monitor, everything right here is Letus.
Awesome. So it's great to see everything. I mean, I'm really liking the idea of this. This is very new, unique, but you're not sacrificing by switching to a plate system.
No, you're not.
Able to use that with the shoulder support.
I mean, right there. That's it.
That's awesome, man.
That's
cool.
it.
Well, Nick, thanks again.
All right, thanks, Tony. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys.
Subscribe to NextWaveDV, where filmmakers get educated.